Today, we will talk about how to landscape around a tree with exposed roots. Let's have a look at the details. As a tree ages, shallow roots can sometimes expand to the point that they become exposed above the surface of the soil. Roots can also become exposed due to soil erosion or cramped conditions forcing the roots to the surface. If your tree has exposed roots that are causing problems, try covering the roots with mulch or an attractive ground cover. As a last resort, consider removing or partially removing a problem root. Prevent problems by planting your trees strategically and choosing species that are less prone to surface roots. The first step is covering exposed roots with mulch. Select an organic mulch material. A layer of mulch around the tree's roots can cushion and insulate the roots and minimize soil erosion. Pick a material that won't absorb too much moisture from the soil around the base of the tree. A few options include pine straw, pine bark nuggets, and shredded wood mulch. Put down a layer of mulch no more than 3 to 4 inches thick. You will need to put down enough mulch to cover the exposed roots, but take care not to put down so much that you smother the roots. Make the area of mulch wide enough to cover the exposed roots. Your mulched area may need to be up to 2/3 rds the diameter of the tree's canopy. Don't worry if the mulch covers up part of the lawn around the tree. Allowing your roots to compete with your grass will only lead to further soil erosion. Avoid piling mulch against the trunk of the tree. If you pile up too much mulch around the base of the tree, it may cause the bark at the bottom of the tree to become diseased. Leave a little space between your mulched area and the base of the tree. The second step is planting ground cover over the roots. Break up the top 1-inch layer of soil around the roots. Use a spading fork to very carefully break up the compacted topsoil between the surface roots. Take care not to damage the roots themselves, and go no deeper than 1 inch. Adding this ground cover means vegetation will hopefully eventually cover the tree roots in their entirety. Spread no more than 2 inches 5 centimeters of garden soil over the topsoil. Add garden soil to your newly broken up topsoil layer, being very careful not to layer on more than 2 inches of new soil. If you add too much new soil, your tree's roots will suffocate, and the tree will eventually die. Add a light application of general-purpose granular fertilizer. Adding some fertilizer will help keep your tree healthy and prevent the ground cover plants from using up too many valuable nutrients. Following the package directions, sprinkle a little May 15th, 10 or 13-13-13 NPK fertilizer over the exposed root area. Plant a shade-loving ground cover plant around the base of the tree. Pick a hardy plant that doesn't need a lot of sunlight or moisture. In general, the best times to plant ground cover plants are early spring and late fall. A few good options include wild violets, ajaga, periwinkle, Asiatic jasmine, monkey grass, creeping thyme, or diamondia. Consider what kind of cover fits the microclimate. Depending on how much shade there is, how much sun there, and whether people should be able to walk on the ground cover, you might want to choose a different type of vegetation. If you don't need to walk on the ground cover, consider a red apple succulent cover because it grows quickly. The third step is preventing root exposure. Avoid planting shade trees too close to buildings and paths. Surface roots mainly become a problem when they interfere with footpaths, sidewalks, and structures such as house foundations. Try to plant shade trees no closer than 6 feet from sidewalks and pavements, and 15 feet from house foundations. Plant tree species that are less prone to root exposure. Root exposure problems are often associated with fast-growing shade trees, such as Arizona ash, silver maple, poplar, and willow. When selecting trees to plant on your property, consider choosing slower-growing species instead. A few good options include linden, Colorado blue spruce, sugar maple, Japanese maple, red buckeye. Take measures to prevent soil erosion on your property. Tree roots are often exposed by soil erosion. If your property has serious erosion problems, you may need to bring in a landscaping expert to install erosion barriers. Thanks for watching our video. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel.